Rec League podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Podchaser, Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and TikTok. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 93 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So, I just watched Bodies. It is the new kind of like murder mystery slasher horror comedy starring Amanda Steinberg, Maria Baklova, hope I said her name right, Myha'la Harold, Chase Sui Wonders, Rachel Sennott, Lee Pace, Pete Davidson. It is directed by Helena Rain. I hope I said her name right. This is her directorial debut in the States. You got a group of friends having a get together, college age kids, and some intoxicants are present. They play a game called Bodies, but people start really dying. These were like really high energy trailers, and I'm always down for what's presented as like a new slasher movie. But this movie is like Clue meets, like, it's like Clue, Scream, and Twitter had a threesome, and this is your movie. Because like, yeah, it's like all these kids are like in their early 20s, so there's all these like key phrases that is it millennial? Am I a millennial, or are like early 20 somethings a millennial? Whatever generation the early 20 somethings are, like they like to use these key phrases that every demographic and every checked box has to be defended, and nobody can poke fun and make jokes because everybody's sensitive and everybody has feelings. Early 20-something-year-old kids are all in tune with their feelings until somebody in tune with their feelings tells them that they're fucked up. And like that happens in this movie too. So it's like, it's not me being the old man that doesn't get the younger generation, because this movie addresses that. The murder mystery element of this movie is very cool. Like, I feel like every character in this movie is likable. Like, even Pete Davidson, who's kind of like in the awkward position of he's just Pete Davidson in a movie. And then Lee Pace is like the creepy old guy, like older than me. So he's like this creepy old guy hanging out with these young girls, but he's a likable guy in the movie. But then on the flip side, on the tails side of that coin, the heads is everybody's likable. The tails is everybody is fucking sketchy, everybody is suspect, and I don't know if I could get fully consumed and immersed in this movie, because I'm like in my head trying to be like, well, like, she's doing some like really like left field shit. He is old as fuck. Why is he here? And then there's this name that keeps getting thrown around. There's a character who keeps getting mentioned who's never seen. So it's like, it's obviously that guy that we're not seeing in any scene, right? And the performances are all good. It's like there's humor. There's some tension. It's a really well executed movie with really good performances. I really liked the chick from the HBO show. Her name is Jordan in the movie. I really liked her. Is it Myha'la Harold? I really thought the use and the execution of the killer was creative and unique, and like it was honestly like, this movie injects a lot of new into a franchise that a lot of people be like trying to say is like dead weight or whatever. Like, people try to say like the slasher genre is stale. This movie does some unique things with it, and everything in the third act was a breath of fresh air. I just don't know how much I liked it. I'm still thinking about it. So like this and that led to, and then like Q and T led to Y, and we got there, and the way they did it was cool. I just personally don't know how much I liked it, but this is a good movie. That I will say that in my opinion, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is almost dope. Have you seen Bodies, Bodies, Bodies? What you think about it? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. I've recently done reviews for Beast, Bullet Train, and Prey. Check those out. I don't know what my next movie review is gonna be. Possibly the live action Pinocchio on Disney Plus. Possibly I won't review anything for like a month. I don't know. It depends on what my theater gets. It depends on what the release schedule even looks like. Rec League Podcast though, episode 93. I'm doing like what I in my head I'm calling a get to know your movie taste Q&A with friends, family. I included a coworker or two, and it's just like what got you into movies. What's your all-time favorites? Overall genre. What left you disappointed? What did you see at an age when you probably should have been watching it? Stuff like that. So check all that out. This is gonna be a really fun episode, man. So like, subscribe, comment, find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.